there was big excitement beginning of the month when Dark Order finally made good on his threat and released the new Noirland 1.9, well, for 1.9 anyway. So this is opening night. Everybody is at spawn. Everybody is waiting to be released into the wild. Everybody is terribly excited and terribly impatient. They want to get going. We've seen the map, the overviewer. We decided where we want to go. I had my mind pretty much made up and aimed at a jungle which is some ways off to the west through a spruce forest of gigantic spruces. You might notice that some of the plants look a little bit strange, and the reason for that is actually pretty simple. A lot of these are hand carved. So lots of people here that I'll never speak to and never see again, because I never on when they come. Oh, that first night was a hoot, let me tell you. People are already building towns, by the way. They've got towns set up, they've got nether portals set up, they've been killing ender dragons, and all sorts of other fun things. There's a portal to the end that you can literally dive into, but you won't be able to see them all now. This is from March the 1st, the grand opening night. And here I am being terribly bored and wandering around the spawn building. So this is where you start off, in that corner area there. It's got command blocks, of course, so no mobs spawn at all. Well, no hostiles anyway. There's this awful giant staircase. Now, it's got some custom plugins. It's got our bank, of course, and trade signs, and also the oceans here are player versus player. In fact, I think just about everywhere is becoming player versus player. But as you can see, I was starting to lag a bit. Then the whole server is still a bit laggy, but you expect that. And so, all the livelong day, as Ben and the rest of the... No, Ben and Dark and all the rest of the other admins wade through the whitelist and who's on, and prepare to let people out, because it's a manual process. So this cheeky damn dude with his crown of whatever that stuff is. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait. There's quite a lot of rubber banding. I remember once punching a tree for about 5 minutes straight. I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, hooray! And of course knew exactly what I was supposed to be doing, and I wasn't... Well, no, I didn't know if I was supposed to run away or not. And yes, I was very happy to finally be released. Oh, this is so exciting. And that was a problem, of course, well, here I am, trying to make my way to the jungle, which wasn't easy, as I think I mentioned. Lots of rubber banding, lots of very serious lag, and very, very difficult to get any resources at all. All these trees were hand carved and custom inserted. The whole map is custom inserted. I'm going to have to see if I can find it at some stage. As I try and check my coordinates and make my way towards where I think I'm supposed to be, and getting very worried in case, well, hostiles did spawn, but the lag was so bad that they couldn't do anything about it. I remember going up to a zombie that was facing the other way, and basically rapid punching him in the head, and then stepping back. 30 seconds later, he'd finally react. So, that first day, after so much rubber banding and stuff, and groveling through this dark taiga biome with huge trees made of oak, finally saw the light on a great big river. And there it is, the jungle that I intended to be my home. And so, I did the only thing I could do. I began swimming. As the chunk slowly raised, I began my swimming-type swimming. Well, using my powerful trudgeon stroke, I swam against the current. I swam against the lag. You could see it happening there. And I swummed and I swimmed, and also swooned. I swam my front, back, side, and knees. And it all went splendidly. Especially if you're a badly made piece of wooden furniture, otherwise it went splendidly, as you do. Dum dum dum. And then I died for... Did I suffocate in a war? Not entirely sure, but anyway, after a while I finally managed to get wood and managed to mine a little bit of coal and managed to make some torches and start setting myself up with a hay and a hoe and a tiny little patch of trees. Ding dong dong. And things got back after all that mayhem. Finally managed to find some gold. This jungle is not particularly easy to find anything in, but after a lot of waiting around, starving to death, mining, so on and so forth, I finally got around to building my house. Don't know what that's all about. But I've made it basically out of jungle wood, acacia roof. Let's see if we can get a better view of it. Seriously thinking of planting more jungle trees around here too. So I haven't done it yet. Lovely distinctive roof. I better cut a glass. Vegetable gardens, but that's only to be expected. You've got a nice little I've got more on the ground now. It's nice to have a pier. Put the boat down there. Close that damn gate. I'm here actually, might as well make some. I'll pick some bread. You mustn't starve to death, you know. My workings down here. Actually. Oh, pardon me. No, I'll show you it later. Just a little thing I intend doing to freak the sheep. So. I've been playing a lot of Spelunky, and it's actually interesting to note that, well, the Binding of Isaac is sort of a partially top-down. I don't know, almost like Rogue meets Robotron meets horrific scenes of unnecessary child abuse. This is pretty much the same idea. The levels aren't set in stone. I mean, they're made out of prefabs, yes, but they're pseudo-randomly generated. There's a certain internal logic to all of them. There's always a path leading through the game. You just need to figure out whether or not you're going to follow it or whether you're just going to bomb your way through. But by the way, you've got limited numbers of climbing ropes and bombs, so you've got to think carefully because you might need that bomb to, you know, I don't know, blow up a giant spider before it can kill you. Or you might need it to reach a secret area, which you can only find by taking, say, a golden key and fitting it into a golden chest early on in the game. But at the same time, I know that later on in the game there is a golden door that obviously requires a golden key, which you have to tote through the better part of 12 or so levels. So you could say that Spelunky is all about choices, good or not. This is what, and sometimes you do get these night scenes, or rather, I don't know how you describe them, night, or just pitch black adventures in pure terror. Generally, when I see this particular level, I try and get out of here as soon as I can. I don't like being in the dark, because here the decision is, do I keep the torch with me so I can see what I'm doing, or do I toss it ahead to see where I'm going, or do I leave it behind because I want to save the dog, or the damsel, or the dude, whichever you prefer. In any case, ouch. Anyway, there's actually a book about this game. It's called Spelunky, after the game. I can remember playing the low-res version of it when it came out as freeware. It's interesting to see how the game has adapted. I mean, there's unlockable characters, if you can literally whip open their coffins. There are secret levels that you never saw before, such as the black market. Oh, everybody's seen the black market before. And of course the, what do you call that thing? Well, everybody's seen the black market. I think there was another one that used to be in the original, I don't know, alpha, I suppose. And there's the worm, and I believe there's one more, but I can't remember where it is. Actually, it's pretty cool. Hint: you can if you don't manage to get into the worm, so to speak, before on the second area, which is the secret underground jungles, you can just get that in the ice caves, as long as you don't go into the infinite fall drop. As I say, the games, I suppose you could say that, yeah, I think Spelunky is all about making choices and deciding what you're going to do. And for instance, here's a step altar to Kali, which you can sacrifice something suitable on, like say a damsel in distress. Alive, I think, preferably. And I'm very disappointed. I wanted to save the damsel, or the doggy, or the dude. I mean, it's entirely up to you what you prefer. And apart from that, there's a lot of the standard platforming tropes. Spiky things tend to kill you. Anything that's moving is likely to be hostile, especially if it's a shopkeeper. Shopkeepers are supposed to stay exactly where they are and not come charging after you with guns drawn because you made the terrible mistake. For example, I made a mistake just now of wondering, should I try bombing down to where that supply crate is? It took too long. You got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to complete a level before that instant kill ghost comes after you. Originally I was a bit leery of buying this game outright. I mean, I'd already played the free version and found that to be reasonably entertaining. Yet as I played more and more of this, the commercial version I suppose, I've begun to realise just actually how clever and cunning it is. So I would actually prefer Spelunky, although I'm going to admit that there is another sort of quasi-archaeological Indiana Jones style platformer called La Mulana, which has been given the upgrading, well, made to look like something more modern than its original retro, I don't know, Spectra video styling suggested, and that was more action and story oriented. But I'm not sure I'm going to get that one. I think I might just stick with Spelunky because it's something you can pick up and put down. But anyway, back to Minecraft and Noirland, staring out at the giant spruce forest, which we still can't see. I'm trying to get Optifine working on this build of 1.9. And in any case, I've been doing things to my home. This is what it used to look like, as well as silly old Eccles there in the foreground. I'm right on the edge of what's called the Videra jungle in the Noirland server. There's a map, if I remember correctly, it's at projectdark.co.nz/map, so you can look it up. Anyway, I made this dock, obviously. This is also thoroughly well painted. So, with lunch in hand, you walk up this path and there is what used to be Chez Eccles. Originally, it was nothing more than a tiny little wooden, well, I wouldn't even call it a shack, I would call it a shed. You could just stand in it behind the door and cringe. But now it's got banners and it's got ivy covered walls and it's got a sign saying Chez Eccles and it's got vivid acacia fencing. Actually, it still has, and of course, got the veggies up the front and some steak wandering around as well. Stole some beetroot from somebody. I'm not actually sure if I've already harvested these, but also this build is a bit of a prototype. We've been improving it as well for a town called Trinity. Now, perhaps in a later podcast, I'll show some pictures of what Trinity looks like at the moment. It's almost entirely bridges. So here I am, I'm about to make some beet soup. Beet soup! Ta-da! I don't need it just now, so I just put all those away. Yes, things haven't actually changed very much. We've still got the upside down pufferfish decoration. We're still lit by torches. We still have some art on the front. And we have jungle trees that I've planted myself as well. I'm looking for saplings. Not quite sure why I'm looking for saplings, but I am. Hopefully that one will... Oh no, that won't grow there. But it will grow there, because it's got nothing next to it. Something I tend to forget, trees won't grow if there is something directly alongside them, whether it's a block of earth or a patch of grass. You get the idea. I'm just thinking about just doing a bit of trimming the hedges and the edges. It's getting a bit late. It's actually quite pretty. Obviously I have a garden as well underneath the ground floor, and below that is my super secret storage and fabrication facility of doom, as well as some increasingly large excavation works. Is that everything? Yeah, there's all the blocks of wood. I only grow these acacia trees because I needed wood at the time. Aha! I just don't like... I'm a bit fussy like that. I don't like the sight of treetops just floating in midair without trunks. It's just one of those things, you know. And yes, I was quite pleased with it. It's my first claim. I mean, who knows? Once Trinity gets underway, depending on how many claim blocks I can get, I might simply abandon this. Simply put it all aside. For sale, one jungle edge hut, all mod cons, clapped out mine workings, and so on and so forth. But in any case, I'll tell you, Trinity is a bit to the north of where I am. You just follow the river, and its primary feature is 3 huge bridges. And the idea is that each corner of this triangle is going to be slightly different. There's a corner in the desert. It's probably going to be sort of deserty stuff, and there's going to be something interesting at the jungle. I was thinking it'd be more low rent. I was originally trying to explain to the guy who's organising the design that what I was thinking of doing was having at the jungle side, it starts out with a fairly, get out of the way, blowing cow. On the jungle side, having an inn, but it's an inn very influenced by the Pickwick Papers and Charles Dickens's description of the Great White Horse Inn, which apparently is one of those inns that just got added to over time to the point where it becomes a complete labyrinth. And in the Pickwick Papers, Mr. Pickwick finds himself at a terrible disadvantage involving a lady in yellow curling papers who, well, let's just say it's a matter of poor light being completely lost and ending up going to bed in the wrong room. Because, of course, back in Pickwick's day, the idea of each room being uniquely numbered was a foreign sort of thing. Can't reach that far. There we go, yep. Yes, it's looking quite nice. And besides, I can also, if I ever need mossy cobble or mossy brick, I can always, well, now I've got vines. Oh yes, recently I also discovered that if you collect cobwebs, you can't craft them into string. You have to place them and then hit them with your sword. But in any case, I used them as a decoration in my recent overhaul of this building, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But incidentally, I think I've told you before, but I can't remember, so I'm going to tell you again. I've become a farmer on the Noirland server. Now what that means is, as I've said, a buttload of mining to find something, and a buttload of tree farming. So it's the dawn of a new day. In fact, according to the timestamp, it's the next day after recording that. Now look what's happened to my house. Goodness gracious me. And also I've got a couple of texture packs freshly installed that look quite nice together and filling each other's holes, so to speak. So we've got 3 boats that I picked up from the farmer quest. The vines have grown out lovely. And in fact, I'm not certain, but becoming a farmer, I could swear that plant life is growing a lot faster. The spruce forests over there still aren't rezzing, but I think you saw enough of them earlier on. Obviously, we've got, what's this? Eccles bed and breakfast. And the vegetable plots out the front are all beetroot now. And the bottom floor is now a trade house. So I've got all these lovely trade signs in, so you can buy fresh cooked produce on your way either to do the quest to become a wilding, or coming back from your quest to do a wilding, or travelling en route to do anything other than the wilding quest, or just being plain lost in general. Oh yeah, and raw carrots. Can't forget the raw carrots. So downstairs, that's my little garden, which instantly, after this, I added tables and chairs, or things that look like tables and chairs, for your dining pleasure. So you can sit down and have a nice home-cooked meal of wild steak, wild pork, wild mutton, domesticated bread, domesticated baked potatoes, and if I remember to put a sign up, you might be able to get cookies. Because I do make cookies around here. You can probably guess that from the cocoa beans. So this is part of the daily grind. Go in and clear castor oil the old plots. Go downstairs maybe and do some mining, but I'm not going to do that today. Let's get some daddies cooked. There's another. Now we are actually having a problem at the moment with Skelly. We're having a problem with mobs. There are particularly passive mobs are spawning like nobody's business. So every so often, people have to, the call goes out. Oh, witch. Yes, that was a witch, and wasn't she? Oh, yuckity boo. There's something else too. I tend to keep. I'm going inside. Nasty witch. Oh no. She's lost interest in me. Thank heavens. Oh, that was close. Or has she? In any case, with the mob plague that we've been having, every so often the call goes out for some admin to run the /butcher command. Now you can see we've got a bit of nice upstairs, and I think we've got a few skellies around here. Wouldn't be surprised. Not to mention creepers. Got to be careful about the creepers, particularly with this texture pack. See? Die. Boom. Yeah, clobber that sheep. Nice. Now the reason that I don't know, there might be a problem with the server or a problem with a plugin, I'm not sure, but mobs like this just spawn and spawn and spawn. It's actually put a big crimp in any kind of farming, because you could be happily farming mobs, and next thing you know, you've got a gazillion. Boom, boom, boom. I like this tune. It's a nice loop. I'm happy I found this loop. Whack, wallop, blat, zow, thud, cull, Gull the Conqueror. And this happens all the time. I mean, it was one of the reasons that Mr. Wadelick back on the Caledon server, and I haven't been on there in ages, gave up his, what was it? Oh, I can't remember what it's called, or something like that. I call it Orkuristan because it's easier to pronounce. Whack wallop. It's something like a good bit of healthy, wholesome violence to help the server along. Whack wallop. And also it helps stock the kitchens. Whack biff. Oh, is that a dead zombie there? Yes, wallop. Come back here, cool. Wallop. Wallop, wallop, wallop. Wallop. That's what we're doing. We're going wallop, wallop, wallop. Wallop. Yeah, I got killed by zombies earlier on tonight before recording this. Just couldn't get the rhythm right, and do about 3 of them. And one of them was an ankle biter, chewing on my ankles. I don't know, maybe I should try and find another tune that's a bit more in line with this sort of, this is good for this kind of cheerful cartoon violence. I mean, I'm not particularly, this fun will probably last until they sort out whatever's going wrong with passive spawns, and then I'll have to actually start seriously herding, farming, breeding, like I used to have to do with my, that was a zombie burning up from that big hole in the ground over there. So, I'm going to do zap, pow, biff. I don't like doing a bit of zap, pow, biff. Hey, pow, right, work, thud. Which way? Sorry, I keep hearing something. Wop, zod, blam, book, pow, zowie. As you do. I mean, I don't know why I collect these damn things. And and we're going home, and I think I might just sign off here. Oh, go away, creeper. Something else that I have been playing a lot of, absolute electric bumload of, is The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth and Greed Mode. Now, Greed Mode is more sort of arcadey than anything else, so I'm playing as Azazel here. My big obsession was unlocking the character Lilith, which you can only do by beating Greed Mode with Azazel, obviously. So the challenge here is that you're having to collect coins to collect upgrades from the shops, all of which incidentally are constantly refreshing. So if you need to buy more than one, say, that's what I'm looking for, upgrade, you heart or something like that, you can. As long as the I'm not doing very well here. But I managed it a couple of nights back. And I've got some gore bastard playing in the background here too. Yeah, the trick is you have to balance. How do you spend your coins in order to defeat Ultra Greed? Because at the end of each wave, and that's what that coin indicator at the bottom is about, it's the number of waves you get. So the first 8 are fairly standard. You do get the occasional free goodie. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get, I think I'm going to get that key, yeah. So there's a curse room at every time, there's a double wide shop, and there are no less than 2, count them, treasure rooms. The silver one is always open, the gold one is always locked. So and after the 10th wave, which is basically a boss, you get the option to go for round 11 and score a angel room or a devil room. Mostly it's devil rooms, also I found. So I'm sort of jumping through the game here, because you don't really want to watch me playing this for a better part of an hour and a half. So we're pretty well along the way here. So you go through caverns, you go through well, there's the basement, there's the caverns, okay, let's see what we score today. Ooh, Rainbow Baby. That should be fun. It's so random. Okay, do we... It's probably guess I'm trying to figure out, what do I do? Do I go into the curse room? No, I get a heart, and I've obviously got Stomp here sometime. But as you can see, the timer counts down and more enemies come along. Ouch. And if you try and turn the button off, you do take damage. But in any case, it's time to meet Ultra Greed. And as you can see, he gets special effects every time he... ouch. So if you get key coins, they open up... oh, I've got Monstrous Lung, by the way. I think I have. Might be... no, I've just used Tammy's head. The heart ones heal Ultra Greed, by the way. And the bomb ones are... pretty dangerous. I mean, this is really, really tough. It is an immensely tough battle. If you liked battling Mega Satan, you'll love fighting Ultra Greed. It just keeps going on and on. I mean, I think... No, I'm pretty certain I've heard that... support for scripting in Lua, I just think it's called Lua, I'm not quite sure. Oh, he's starting to get upset. But yeah, I managed to beat him by collecting Mutant Spider 2020 and the Inner Eye, so I had a whopper wheel load of beams spewing out all over the place, and I'm dead. Good night.